Good afternoon, I'm Alex Fisher. We are anticipating President Trump's arrival in just a few hours. And right now, the president is in Palm Springs. You're taking a live look at Air Force One on the tarmac. He landed there about 90 minutes ago, but later this afternoon, the president will make his way to Bakersfield. We have team coverage this afternoon. 17's Maddie Jansen is live at Meadows Field inside the hangar where the president is supposed to be speaking later today. She has a look as people start filing in, but there's plenty of opposition to the president's visit. 17's Amber Frias will have that part of the story. But we begin this afternoon with 17's Taylor Schaub. He is outside Meadows Field Airport with what we can expect during President Trump's visit in Bakersfield. Taylor?
That's right, Alex, and as you can take a look behind me, there is a sea of red, white, and blue. It looks like a lot of people took work off today to come out to President Trump making his first appearance in Bakersfield since he got the presidency, and he will be joined by Congressman Kevin McCarthy and local farm workers here to discuss water supply issues in Kern County, the Central Valley, and California as a whole. And if you take a look out on Airport Drive today, there were cars lined up as far as the eye could see, people coming out to this event. Same with the lines that we see right here, and everybody coming out to see President Trump, who will be here, as you said, Alex, in just a few hours in Palm Springs right now, was in Los Angeles yesterday, met with the 2028 Olympic Committee as well as some supporters at a dinner, but he'll be joined by Kevin McCarthy. Somebody who came out to witness this event today, to see it, to take it all in. Her name is Sian. And Sian, what made you want to be here today?
I just came here to support our great president. I wanted to show him how much I love him, and I just appreciate all of the great and wonderful things he's doing, not just for our community, but for our nation. And yeah, just, to give back. So
President Trump has come out here today to talk about the water supply issues in Kern County. What are you hoping that he addresses right here in Kern?
Well, I think that the distribution of water is broken. It's been broken for a long time, and I think that if anyone can fix it, it's him. He's created opportunities in other areas where those were previously broken, and like the new deals, the trade deals, that was broken, and he was able to fix that. So it's just him being here is just a beacon of hope in general for our community, and I think he'll get the job done.
All right. Sam, thank you so much. And we're going to send it back to you, Alex, but as we said, a lot of people coming out here today for this event.
Yeah, a lot of people. All right. Thanks so much, Taylor. All right, I want to take you out live now to another angle of Meadowsfield Airport. And as you can see, this is, again, part of the tarmac where a lot of people are starting to gather. Where you're looking at right now is where Air Force One is supposed to arrive and stay there during the president's visit. But as you can see right now, it looks like a lot of people are still filing in to that hangar where the that event is supposed to be later this afternoon. So, again, this is just another perspective from Meadowsfield Airport where you can see a lot of people filing in. Meantime, Maddie Jansen is live inside the hangar at Meadowsfield Airport where this event is supposed to be kicking off in just a few hours. Maddie, how's it going out there?
Hi, Alex. Well, it's bustling, to say the least. It's very loud in here. They've got music blaring behind me here, so hopefully you guys can hear me. But you can see it's filling up behind me here. I'll step out of the way so you can get a look at the size of this crowd, and this is just so far. They started letting people in around 10:30 this morning. But supporters started lining up even earlier than that. Around 8:30, we saw people in line outside for a chance to see President Trump and hear him talk to local farmers about ag issues this afternoon. 2,000 to 3,000 people are expected here in this hangar when the president touches down later today. A lot of those who are here are families and companies representing the local ag industry. In fact, the local ag industry is well represented here today. We've got the blue tractors lining the stage where the president will talk, and then stacked behind the podium up there, we've got boxes from companies like Grimway Farms and the Garlic Company. This is, again, not open to the public. It was an invite-only event, but we've seen lots of local officials here today. Mayor Karen Go, Supervisor Mike Maggard, Supervisor Mick Gleason, Assemblyman Vince Fong, just to name a few. And again, the president is traveling with Congressman Kevin McCarthy, who tweeted just a few minutes ago that he is headed home and he's bringing a friend. So we're expecting their arrival later this afternoon, and you can follow along. We'll have all of the latest on the president's visit here on 17 News and online on KGET.com. For now, live from Meadowsfield, I'm Maddie Jansen, 17 News.
All right, Maddie, thanks so much. Bakersfield Congressman Kevin McCarthy did tweet these two photos with the caption, "Headed home and I'm bringing a friend. See you soon, Bakersfield." Again, this is Kevin McCarthy that just tweeted this photo, these two photos, about 30 minutes ago. Meantime, a group of protesters gathered in downtown Bakersfield this morning ahead of President Trump's visit to let him know they don't want him here. 17's Amber Frias was there and has more of our team coverage. Amber?
Around 24 people were gathered in front of the Cesar Chavez Memorial this morning to make their voices heard. The group was composed of activists and community members. They said they chose the location because it was a symbol of the racism that runs in our society. The Cesar Chavez mural was vandalized just a few weeks ago, days after it was painted. The group said their overall goal today was to let Trump know he wasn't welcomed here. During the peaceful event, signs were made and testimonies were shared.
I think it's important for we as Americans understand that what we're seeing and happening and what's going on in Washington, D.C. is not democracy. It's an anarchy that Trump is trying to impose on us.
To motivate people to go out and register and vote. We've got to register and vote as many people as can to let Trump know and the Republicans know that they're on the wrong track.
The group plans to stay at this location for at least another hour. Then they plan to move closer to the airport to await President Trump's arrival. They will meet at 1:30 in front of the California Aeronautical University. I will be there and have that plus a complete wrap of Kern County's reaction to the president's visit tonight on your 17 News at 5. Amber Frias, 17 News.
Amber, thanks so much. And we've been asking you all day long for our 17 interactive feedback poll the question, do you think President Trump's visit will be beneficial to Kern County? And several hundred of you have taken part in our 17 interactive feedback poll, and we want to show you some of those numbers. It's almost 50-50. 49% of you say yes, the visit will be beneficial to Kern County, while 51% of you say no, it will not be beneficial. There is still time for you to weigh in. Again, we are asking you to weigh into our 17 interactive feedback poll. There's several ways you can take part in this. You can call or text 661-888-4617, or you can go to our KGT Facebook or Twitter pages, find the link, and answer yes or no. We will have more updates on this interactive feedback poll throughout the day. And our entire news team is covering the president's visit from start to finish. We will be cutting into regularly scheduled programming later this afternoon once Air Force One is on its final approach. That is going to be sometime around 2 o'clock, if not later. You can also watch the president's arrival and other updates on our KGET Facebook page and, of course, on our website, kget.com. Well, we have now learned the identities of the firefighters killed and another still missing after a devastating fire in Porterville. The firefighters' ties to Bakersfield coming up. Plus, a stunning revelation from the city of McFarland, what the mayor is doing as the city still grapples with several issues, including a police shortage. And the governor of California just wrapped up his State of the State address. His contentious relationship with the president still ahead. Welcome back now to a tragic update to a story we brought to you yesterday. The Porterville Fire Department released the name of the firefighter killed in the Porterville Library fire, and 2 teenagers have been arrested for starting it. The fire started around 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon at the library on the corner of Thuman and Main Street. Fire Captain Raymond Figueroa was killed trying to fight the blaze. Our sister station confirms Figueroa is from Delano and had recently moved to Bakersfield. 25-year-old Patrick Jones is still missing. 2 13-year-olds have been charged with arson and manslaughter, accused of starting the fire.
Certainly a very trying time for the city. Buildings can be replaced, but the personnel are the life and the energy of the city.
Bakersfield Fire Department and the Kern County Fire Department confirmed they've both sent engines and firefighters to assist with the fire departments there in Porterville. And in a statement this morning, both agencies also sent their condolences to the Porterville Fire Department and their loved ones. All right, let's take a look at your forecast now on this Wednesday. Beautiful day outside. Try and get out and enjoy it.
Yeah, we've got clear skies, no clouds, a little bit of a haze due to the air quality being in the moderate range today, but still a great shot from downtown Bakersfield. And as we take a look at some other areas, and Wasco right now sits at 61 under sunny conditions. Frazier Park, as you can see, blue skies, a nice start to the afternoon, the mid-50s there. And then we've got clear skies out of Golden Hills. Currently, they've got 56 degrees on the temperature. So all around, we're looking at a great start to the afternoon, and Bakersfield sits now at 65 under a calm wind. And as we take a look at other temperatures, again, running into the 60s for all valley locations and 50s into the mountains, and out in Mojave currently at 61. Skies remain clear. No change on that front for today. Heading into tomorrow, and the regional view also showing clear skies north to south. We did see a few clouds along the coastal area this morning. That is cleared out. And temperatures today will be right near 62 in Sacramento, 71 in Fresno, and 60s and 70s south to the east of us, Vegas in the lower 60s. Now, high pressure in control. This will help to warm us up a little bit for tomorrow as well. And then we have a front to the west. We're going to see a cutoff low develop here, and that is going to give us a chance of seeing some showers on late Friday into Saturday. You can see the low here as it wraps around to the south. It wants to bring in some of that moisture into Kern County. As you can see, cutoff lows are kind of tricky. Sometimes they take a more southerly track and more of an easterly track, so it's all really going to depend on the track of this low on how much rain we pick up. And you can see the models are all over the place. They want to put 0.3 of an inch, and I just don't think that's going to happen. Right now, I'm going to put probably 1/10 of an inch or less for the valley, maybe a little bit more in the mountains, but I don't think we'll pick up over 1/4 of an inch. Again, these systems are a little tricky to forecast. As we take a look at the national picture, rain through parts of Texas, Louisiana, into Georgia and the Carolinas today. And you can see the temperatures are going to be in the mid-50s out of Portland and 26 in Denver, so a cold day there. 30 in Chicago, and then we find the warmer air into parts of Oklahoma City, into parts of Texas, Dallas today, 51, and 80 in Jacksonville. Here's a look at your forecast, and we'll call for a sunny day. Temperatures near 70 in Bakersfield, 69 in Wasco, 68 in Taft tonight, another night in the 40s for the mountains. In the Kern River Valley, we'll look for 61 in Frazier Park, 59 in Tehachapi, near 70 for the Kern River Valley. Lake Isabel, 67 today, 66 in Wofford Heights with an easterly wind 5 to 10, and then for the desert, a high of 68 in Mojave. Your extended forecast tomorrow, look at that, 76 degrees, and then the clouds will increase on Friday. Slight chance of a shower late into our Saturday, and then dry Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and next Tuesday we're right near 70 again. And then for the mountains, sunny skies tomorrow, 62. Increasing clouds on Friday, chance of shower late and into Saturday, and then dry Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And then for the Kern River Valley, also change on the way for late Friday into Saturday, but in the short term, tomorrow, 68, 69 on Friday. We're hoping that this system brings a little bit of rain in here because we haven't had any rain all of February.
It's really hard to believe. It's been a dry start to 2020.
If we don't see any rain, it'll be the first time in 5 years.
Ooh, that's a long time. Yeah. All right, thanks, Kev. All right, we're back with more news after the break. Welcome back. This just into our newsroom. McFarland Mayor Manuel Cantu has announced he will resign on Friday. Cantu has been mayor of the McFarland for the past 9 years. He says he is leaving to spend more time with family, travel, and focus on personal ministry. Cantu's resignation comes as the city has grappled with multiple issues, including the death of city manager John Wooner last year and a dramatically reduced police force. Cantu says he's confident the city will select a new mayor that will bring a bright future for McFarland. Cantu's resignation comes the morning after the McFarland Planning Commission voted against turning 2 prisons into ICE detention centers. Hundreds of protesters showed up to the rally, both for and against the detention centers. Ultimately, the motion failed, 2-2, with 1 commissioner absent. The GEO Group is the second largest employer in McFarland. Supporters say the detention centers would bring jobs and economic development to McFarland. The city is already at the brink of bankruptcy with no fire department and only 5 police officers.
The protesters are demanding that these people lose their jobs. At the same time, putting our finances at risk at the city of McFarland. As it is, we're struggling. We're in deficit spending. That means we may or may not be able to provide police, fire, our ability to provide adequate water and sewer and refuse services.
They're good paying jobs. That's something that most of your smaller cities here in central California and in the high desert area where we're from, there's not a lot of those. People can buy houses, the economy can flourish.
Critics say the GEO Group would capitalize on McFarland's financial vulnerability and profit from separating immigrant families. With this vote, the GEO Group must be out of McFarland by May. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders is coming to Bakersfield this week. Senator Sanders is scheduled to be here on Friday, where he will speak at a rally at the park at Riverwalk. The Sanders campaign invites early voters to cast their ballots together ahead of the event. The rally begins at 3:30 Friday afternoon. Sanders' visit comes as the new NBC News poll shows he is leading the Democratic field by double digits going into tonight's debate here on TV 17. Less than an hour ago, Governor Gavin Newsom wrapped up his second State of the State address. He devoted most of the annual speech to just two related issues: affordable housing shortfalls and homelessness. He called it a disgrace that the richest state in the richest nation is falling so far behind to properly house, heal, and humanely treat so many of its own people. Newsom proposed lowering the threshold for several people with mental illnesses, especially for those experiencing homelessness who turn down medical aid. This year, Newsom wants to spend another $750 million combating homelessness and wants to give the money to administrators instead of local governments. Governor Gavin Newsom and President Trump continue to butt heads. In his State of the Union address, President Trump criticized California for its immigration policies and sanctuary state label. For its part, Sacramento has sued the Trump administration more than 50 times since he took office. You may remember Governor Newsom and President Trump showed unity, even calling one another partners when the president visited the Camp and Woolsey fire burn scar areas back in 2018. But the praise did not last long. President Trump's visit to Bakersfield is just a few hours away, and he's expected to talk about the water crisis across the state and here in the Central Valley. We hear from an expert about the issue we face here in Kern County. Welcome back. We're just a couple hours away from President Trump's scheduled visit to Bakersfield. It is his first trip to the Golden Empire as Commander-in-Chief. He's expected to meet with local farmers to talk about water here in Kern County and the Central Valley. Accompanying him, Bakersfield Congressman Kevin McCarthy and South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham. And all day long, we're going to have team coverage of the president's visit to Bakersfield. This morning on 17 News at sunrise, we had two analysts in studio to weigh in on this visit. Republican political analyst Kathy Abernathy says President Trump's visit is critical for water here in California.
We in this area produce the food and the fuel for the nation and for many in the world. And so he recognizes we're under attack. The leadership in Sacramento has been pulling back the water for farmers for years, and it's a serious level. I was with President when he was candidate Trump in 2016, and he walked up in Tulare County. The first words out of his mouth was, "I'm going to get you your water because food is a national security issue."
We also spoke with Ricardo Perez, who weighed in from the left. He says many people don't like the president's policies, and they'll be out in force to protest throughout the day.
I think people are upset about his visit because we don't agree necessarily with his policies. You know, there's a crisis, a human rights crisis that the president has brought forth, unleashed some xenophobia. It's not like our community isn't a welcoming community, right? But I think that it sends a message to the president that, his policies aren't accepted here in Kern County.
Water is, of course, the reason President Trump is in town later today. The Central Valley is currently in a drought, and Congressman Kevin McCarthy says the president is working to improve California's water supply access. We talked this morning with Eric Avaret, general manager of the Rosedale Rio Bravo Water Storage District. Here's what he had to say.
Supply reliability. I think if we looked at the water supply within the region, we're really stressed with affordability and reliability. That's been brought more to the attention through the groundwater legislation. And through that process, we've recognized that some of the imported supplies that we've historically relied upon have been challenged and diminished over time.
Everett tells us he will be there today for President Trump's visit. He hopes this meeting will include a discussion on federal funding or assistance for the Bryant-Kern Canal. Well, while President Trump is here in Bakersfield, Democrats are getting ready for tonight's debate in Las Vegas. Former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg will be on the stage for the first time, and the other candidates are making it clear they're ready for a fight. Here's NBC's Kristen Welker.
As the Democratic presidential candidates prepare to roll the dice tonight in Las Vegas, all eyes will be on former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg making his debate debut.
Mike Bloomberg will get it done.
Bloomberg has surged in polls after pouring over $300 million of his own fortune into campaign ads. The billionaire bracing for a rocky reception tonight from his rivals. He could face tough questions, including about this video resurfacing overnight. First reported by BuzzFeed News, it shows Bloomberg criticizing Democrats last year, saying they're too progressive and too far left, creating an opening for President Trump in 2016, and then making this comment about the transgender community.
If your conversation during a presidential election is about some guy wearing a dress and whether he, she, or it can go to and go to the locker room with their daughter, that's not a winning formula for most people.
A campaign spokesperson telling NBC News Bloomberg was describing how others might view the issue, not his own view, adding, Mike understands that the transgender community has been under attack for decades and the advance of rights has not been equal. The candidates have already been targeting Bloomberg, including Bernie Sanders on CNN overnight.
Mr. Bloomberg has every right in the world to run for president, but I don't think he has the right to buy this election.
Elizabeth Warren calling him an egomaniac billionaire. Pete Buttigieg telling NBC News Bloomberg will likely face questions about his record in business and as mayor, including his past support for the controversial New York City police tactic stop and frisk, for which he recently apologized. What specifically do you think Michael Bloomberg has to answer for on the debate stage?
Well, I think he has to answer for his treatment of others, for his language, and above all for an attitude that seems to have dismissed the humanity of a lot of people.
It all comes as a new NBC News Wall Street Journal poll shows Senator Bernie Sanders opening up a double-digit lead over the Democratic field with 27% support nationwide and a virtual four-way tie for second place, with Joe Biden at 15%, Bloomberg and Warren at 14%, and Buttigieg right behind at 13%, all setting up a high-stakes night in Vegas just days before Nevada's voters have their say.
That was Kristen Walker reporting. We're back with more news after the break.
Welcome back. Finally noon. We've been talking about it all day long. Air Force One is set to touch down in just a couple of hours as President Trump visits Bakersfield.
Yeah, he's expected to meet with local farmers to talk about water here in Kern County and across the state. Accompanying him, Bakersfield Congressman Kevin McCarthy and South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham. It is all part of a week-long tour of western states set to include stops in Nevada, Arizona, and Colorado. Yesterday, he was in Los Angeles to talk with the Olympic Committee. And right now, he's in Palm Springs, and he's getting set to board Air Force One once again and make his way here to Kern County. Now, again, we've been following his schedule, and it looks like, from our perspective, he's running a few minutes behind. But, of course, that all can change. So, more coverage throughout the day on KGET.com and here on TV 17.
17 News, your local news leader, continues 24 hours a day on KGET.com and our 17 News app. In the spirit of the Golden Empire, 17 News.